Hey everyone, this is another video about sort of developing a better and deeper understanding of your spiritual path with the Greek gods. And here we have Proteus, Morpheus, and Kratos, who, I mean, sadly people think these are just historical, possibly mythological figures, but in the same tone, it's like, would you say the same about angels? Some people don't believe in angels or demons, or, I don't know, Egyptian spirits as well, but they're real. You can work with them, you can have them guide you, and it's very different in a way to work with the Greek gods because they are so sort of, they're part of myth, legend, as if they're not real, and we just have to flip that understanding and make them real again, because you can talk to them, you can ask for guidance and sort of help from them, guidance, and that's what we're doing here for our spiritual paths. So starting out, Proteus, and yeah, the just as an aside, the other Greek gods, Typhon, Poseidon, Achilles, they're all equally real. It's like saying that, I don't know, that Lucifer, one of the other sort of legendary figures, isn't real. They're real in their own way. They have sort of, just because the history is somewhat skewed and lost doesn't mean that they're fake. I had to address that for a few friends and even loved ones who were confused about this, because it can be very confusing when you don't have proper resources, and it helps to have a connection with the spirits. And yeah, once you feel their guidance in your life, you won't be believing that they're fake whatsoever. So starting again, we're going to talk about Proteus, who can remove the spiritual and mental crap and sort of dross from your life, which is kind of like the all the stuff that doesn't serve you, the past beliefs. I had to bring up religion again because I hear it a lot of my clients and loved ones and other people who know that that period of their life is gone and they just have to move beyond it. Somehow it gets sort of tossed into like this little, it gets tossed aside into like in the impoverished beliefs, or belief that everybody has to be conflicted all the time, or yeah, the religious ideals we have. Doesn't matter what you believe or whatever else. If it serves you, good, but if it doesn't serve you, then that needs to change. And that's what the Greek gods can help you with. Proteus can help you remove every idea that doesn't serve you. So if you know people that go to church and it serves them, Proteus may not necessarily remove them from that situation. But if they go to church or they're religious and it doesn't serve them and they are very conflicted and just emotionally not balanced, then that might be a situation that I change. This is going to be a very different video because Greek gods like to shift you from the inside out, even if it's something that's like even family relationships where somebody is acting up or acting incorrectly and just unethical in some ways, and you need to change them out of your life. You need to remove them, and they can change that out, even if it disrupts the family norm, the societal norm within your family, sort of the status quo within your little group, your social circle. Proteus can do that, removing the spiritual and mental crap. It's a lot of different things actually, and he keeps away the spiritually unevolved people out of your life and brings you better friends and those who can help you within your sphere of influence. So this can be a pretty strong thing later on when you become more evolved, more mentally and emotionally clear, spiritually sort of detoxed and clear, and you can help a lot with that. And then the next spirit we're working with is Morpheus, who can develop your understanding of who you are, where you need to go in a very deep way, sort of kind of looking at your past. You reflect deeply on who you are, helps you center yourself. So you take, you start doing the healthy things that you need. Go to the gym if you need to, just walk around the block, do push-ups, walk the dog a little more just so you're out of the house more, just be completely centered, or drink more fluids, water, whatever you need to do to not lose your head while you're going through a sort of like not a midlife crisis whatsoever, but sort of like a life detox, mentally, in your heart and emotionally. And he will push you to your spiritual limits. You won't even know what that is until you hit it. It's like not knowing what like a car is until you see one. Like, how would you know what that is if you've never seen, like, I don't know, pizza or something before, and you're just like, I just don't understand what you're talking about. our spiritual limits, that's kind of a goofy example, but our spiritual limits are kind of like that, where you might hear of them and you're wondering, what's a spiritual limit? And then you don't know what that is until you're crying, or you just feel like you can't handle life anymore. These spirits know what your limit is, and it's often much greater than what you believe it is, because we always undervalue or underestimate what we can do, and that's like a daily thing for many people, too many people actually. And Morpheus can guide you to evolve smoothly and quickly so that you are aligned with who you are just completely over time. It happens over time. None of this stuff happens overnight. You might feel small shifts and changes overnight, but that's not the point of all this. And then Kratos grants you deep life understanding so that your life path is clear to you, no confusion or minimal confusion over time. It enables you to see your life path so that you are able to help others and possibly guide them along just by being around them or talking to them. You just are able to help them if that's something you're into. Some people aren't, but you just know where you need to go. You know where you are mentally in your career, in your love life, and there is no confusion about that. And this is what's like understanding your spiritual path is all about, really. And it's far deeper for those who let's say they meditate, but they just reflect a lot about who they are and where they're going, and make sure that they aren't going in the wrong direction in life, in their career or love life or whatever. And these people, the more awake people, will see that working with the Greek gods in particular can be a trip, because they will show you the darkest side of yourself, just so you know that you've messed up in the past, and you just need to stop thinking that you won't make those mistakes again, because you've made it before, pretty recent actually, and you just didn't see it. And they will correct you and basically just show you where you've tripped up at times. All your smaller mistakes will be brought up to the surface as part of like a kind of a spiritual detox in a way, so that you know who you are. So that's Kratos, sort of illuminating your life path in a different way. Morpheus shifts and bends time and reality so that you understand what your spiritual limits are, and then it just brings you to the next level, personally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Career gets better, love life is better, everything just feels different because your perception about reality is much different. And then Proteus can remove and detox you from all of the spiritual and mental crap, the ideas, beliefs, emotional sort of traps that we have for ourselves, roadblocks, hurdles, all of that is removed, and it removes all these spiritually unevolved people from our life in a pretty interesting way. It can happen, it mostly happens through just passive people just not seeing you anymore, and then other times it could be drastic where they just, rarely through conflict and fighting, but they just kind of make it clear that they're not going to see you anymore, and through the spirits you just know it's completely fine. But this has been about developing clear understanding of your spiritual path with the Greek gods, namely Proteus, Morpheus, and Kratos. And if you want to learn more, please explore the links below. And as always, just let the spirits guide you to where you need to be. Thank you.